This is a video on how to use GoToMeeting, how to set up a meeting session in GoToMeeting, and also how to use the GoToMeeting software itself. So it's about 12 to 13 minutes. The first thing you need to do is install the software for GoToMeeting. So if you go to the website for GoToMeeting and then look for the software to be installed, and you can do that by essentially pressing something like try it free for 30 days or try it free. It will install the software on your laptop or PC. Once that is done, what you will see is there will be a small icon there. You can see at the bottom right hand corner, which is like a flower, and that's where the software is installed. And once you right click, it'll give you some options. In this case, we'll be using mostly GoToMeeting, but you could also set up GoToWebinar and GoToTraining. So in terms of setting up a meeting, you choose schedule a meeting. If you wanted to set up a meeting right away, you could choose Meet Now. But in this case, I'll be showing how to schedule a meeting. So if you click that, GoToMeeting is going to look at your credentials, password, etc. And if it is all fine, it'll bring up the screen, which has a subject. So if you just put the subject there, something that does make sense. Let's say the RSCP project meeting. The date, we'll just keep today's date. Time, let's say 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Right. One thing that is important is to check the local time zone. So in most cases, the meetings will be held in Australian time zones and scheduled according to Australian time zones. So just make sure that it is the Australian standard time. And when you're setting up GoToMeeting, that is where you put your time zone to be. If the meeting is recurring, you just press that, and you get some options in terms of the recurring meetings. In this case, we don't need it. The next bit is about the audio, right? So there are a couple of options. You can do the GoToMeeting session entirely through voice over IP. Everyone participates through voice over IP, or you can use the voice over the telephone conference call facilities provided by GoToMeeting. In this case, we're going to do both. We are giving the ability of people to join through voice over IP or providing a telephone conference call number. Now, GoToMeeting, good thing about GoToMeeting is that it actually provides telephone conference call numbers for some countries. So choose the countries for which you want to give the telephone conference call number. In most cases, it will be Australia, but you've got a couple of, about 10 to 11 different options. In this case, let me choose United States, New Zealand, and let's say Spain. Right? So it will give you the telephone conference call numbers for all those countries. Once that is done, if you want, you can put a password. In most cases, I usually don't do it because it's people are not going to find out about the meeting, so there's nothing private about what we discuss. But you have the option of putting a password. Once you've done that, let's just check. You got a subject. You got the Sunday, the date, the time according to the local time zone, and the audio options, which is both. And I have chosen the countries. Once that is done, you schedule it. Now, the way this works is that it is going to open up or give you the information about the meeting in your email client, right? So in this case, it's open up my Outlook, but I won't be sending the information through Outlook. I'll be using my Gmail account. So I'm going to copy this information, but before we do that, let's have a look at what is available. The first one is a URL for the meeting. So when people have to join the meeting, they click the meeting. That's your meeting ID, by the way, there. Then you've got the telephone conference call numbers for the countries we selected along with an access code. So that information's there. So if you just copy that, now I'm going to go into my my Gmail account and I'm going to send that invitation. So let me just compose an email, and let's say, for example, I'm sending it to myself in this case, and I'll say, hi, please join etc, and put the details there. So what I usually do in the subject is also something like virtual meeting, RSCP project discussion. Then I will put the date because if it is across time zones, it can become difficult. So it is. Let us say well, it's today's date, which is 10th April, 11 a.m. Sydney time, right? And 9 a.m. Singapore, and let us say 9th April, 11 p.m. Boston time in the US, right? So that's because it'll be there'll be a day behind. Just make sure that you've got the time zones right, and then you can send it off. The other thing I also do is I also put in a calendar invite. So let me just copy that and I send it. So that's gone. It'll come back to me, and you can see when I open the email, that's the link, and there are the details for the telephone conference call. In terms of the calendar, I'm going to also do the same thing. Put the details in there. Again, put the RSCP project meeting or virtual meeting. Where go to meeting. Sometimes I even put project. Let's correct that. Sometimes I even put the link there. Control C. That's probably better. Go to meeting. Right. So that gives them an indication of that it's virtual, and then I can send it off to people. Oh, the important thing again is I need to put in the date and the time in the subject line, the subject line itself, because some people don't check the body for the details, Sydney, etc. Right. So that's it. So I'm going to send this off to the invitees, and when I go back here, hopefully the calendar invite, if not now, will come in the next 1 minute. So what's happening here is that the calendar invite will come here, and then you can certainly, for example, that's the calendar invite, right? So if I open that up, that's what I've got. It's given me yes, I'm going, the details are there, and I can save that. So that's how the invite can be either sent through an email or calendar, or sometimes I do both just to be on the safe side. And once you've got that, what you can do now is open up the email and join the meeting. So let's see how this works. Once you click that link, it'll install some software. Now this is me as a participant, so I'm going to be joining that up, and you can see that it's verifying the meeting ID, which was in the URL link, and it's going to open up GoToMeeting, and you will see the application come up, and you can certainly use that. So there you go. So you can see that's the GoToMeeting screen there. At the moment, it is saying the meeting is stopped, so it's not live at the moment. Here is the attendee list where you can see the different attendees. And what we have here is you can also send the invite to people there and then if you wanted to. By clicking this, it will open up your email account. And here is the important thing is the audio mode. So participants can either join through the telephone in the telephone conference call that you've sent them, or the details are given there. But you can also check additional numbers for other countries by pressing that, or you can use the mic and speakers. So you can do either. So sometimes you just need to tell people, if you've given the option to somebody, let's say in Singapore, where there is no telephone conference call number, when they do open up the application, it'll be set to telephone. You need to tell them to check mic and speakers. Otherwise, they'll be still in the telephone mode. Anyway, so here's the one. So let us say I want to show them how to work on Microsoft Outlook. So let's say I bring that up, Microsoft Outlook. And so I'm going to show my screen, which is the, let us say, Microsoft Outlook, that one there. And I say, OK. And of course, it's not going to show because there's actually nobody to show to, so it won't work. But you can see that it's been paused. But if I am showing to people, I can kind of use different markers and different things to show the screen. So at the moment it's paused because there's nobody to show it. But now I'm going to show my screen. I click that. Now it's not happening in reality because there's actually nobody to show to, and it's still paused. The other things I can do is I can also give the control to different people to show their screens, for example, for them to become the presenter, and a couple of other things like pen, pointers, etc. Okay, so that's once you're done, you just close the application, which is the GoToMeeting, and your meeting is therefore over. And there you go. So it's gone. And we are back to I guess GoToMeeting. I don't want to save already. So that was the process of recording or setting up a GoToMeeting session. And once that is done, then you can then you can conduct the meeting. Now the thing is that if you do want to change the details of the meeting you've already set up, how do you do that? Again, you go back to the cursor and left click it, right? Or actually right click it, sorry. And you can see my meetings there. So if you click that, it's actually going to take you to a web page which lists all your meetings. You can see there. So I've set up, let's say, this is a meeting that I set up just now, maybe discussion on project. And if I want to now edit the details, I can, or first of all, you can get the invitation details in case you've forgotten it or you need it again by clicking that, and it'll open up again your email there, that one. Or what you can do is it also opens up this little window. You say show the invitation text, copy to clipboard, and then just paste it in your email and send it off, right? So once that is done, so let me just go back to my meetings again. And what it's going to do is, so I can also edit it. So you can see edit, or I can delete it, right? So let's say if I need to edit it, it'll just bring up the same screens, make the changes, and it'll give you new details. Make sure that you also give the new details to the participants that you've invited through either the email or the calendar. So that's pretty much what it is. And the only other thing I want to show you is some of the optional settings here. So you can see you can set up GoToMeeting, GoToWebinar, or GoToTraining. We'll be using mostly GoToMeeting. But you can also, the other thing you can do is preferences. So this is where I guess you put in your email or user ID and password, and also kind of I guess specify the other preferences, so this is where you kind of specify whether you'll be using a headset or laptop speakers, etc. So this is where you set up the different options, and that is pretty much it. Thank you very much.